going to buildspace IRL, and it's around 10:30. I was just walking and thinking like, oh, I remember going to 42, this like coding school back in like 2017, and then returning home and buying this French comic book, this classic about a traveler to like Tibet. It's a famous comic book. I forgot it, but anyway, I would like bought it thinking that I would like give it to 42 when I would go there as a gift, and then I actually forgot about it. But I didn't end up giving it, which I kind of regret, and that just made me think like I actually have a gift for the buildspace people, but I left in my luggage in the hotel. So maybe tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow, I'll remember. And just the comic book was about this French kid that travels to Tibet and goes there to save his friend. And to me, and it's like set in like 1920s or something, and like has this like very relatable theme of world travel and like being world centric, and that just makes me feel like that's what I'm doing right now. It's like embracing this life of a global citizen. I love that so much, and I feel so fulfilled by that, and I couldn't imagine living any other way. And to me, being quote-unquote digital nomad or being a world traveler, global citizen, international, to me it's necessary for well-being, and it's necessary for the survival of us, as we all have to get to know each other, we all have to flow. We can't be separated into certain buckets, camps. It's going to cause conflict. We have to let people flow in between these borders and get to know each other and level things out, ideas, and this is exciting. We're getting like, I'm hearing some moped, and I'm like, the loud moped, like in Chiang Mai or into Thailand, like mopeds are a lot quieter. It just made me think of that, like, you know, here's a street, San Francisco, and there's a street in all cities, and it's exciting because there's some commonality between all of this, and there's a lot to see. So like staying in one place is just missing out. Missing out on life in the world. So going to build space now. That's right now, it's 4 minutes. Pick it up afterwards or later. Bye. This is just a beautiful scene here. Park, pier, Golden Gate, Fort Mason. Beautiful place. Inspiring. Too much caffeine? Maybe. Now I'm returning from the Build Space IRL event. It's around 9:30. I'm going to record like 6 minutes now to make it 10 total for the vlog053. And this is really a meditation as well on the present moment and on the process of thinking and not being judgmental, but really observing the present moment and using this technology to document and now being present. There's a park ahead. Walking towards it because then there might be light and less people. I think in the silence we become more aware of things and aware of how our minds really work as tools to achieve some goal, and our minds are essentially thinking in order to achieve something. And when we stop and just listen and we become aware of these fragmented bits. Imagine a workshop floor filled with gears and bolts and screws and all kinds of gadgets, that these little pieces, the gear or the screw or whatever piece of wire is intended to achieve something when it's part of a whole machine. But alone, on its own, it is incomplete and doesn't have a purpose. And our thoughts are much similar to that in that they can be observed to be like that, those incomplete pieces of a whole here and there, scattered. And when we realize that, we can become aware of how our thinking is a process, and sometimes it is efficient, sometimes it is not. But that's okay, because it comes down to the Henry Ford quote that says, "Think you can or think you can't. Either way, you are right." Meaning that believing that you can do something means that actually you can do it, because the actual belief has such a power to it and is that force that will assemble that giant piece of machinery of thought and will and action into a whole complete machine that will achieve that end, that goal. And if you have a mindset of thinking that it's not possible, then essentially you will be building this machine that is achieving something, working towards something, a machine that builds something that is not going to achieve that thing. And tying it back to this awareness of this scattered bits of gears and pieces of machine laying about on the floor is this awareness and perspective that awareness and perspective that is a it is something that makes you feel more okay with being incomplete, or being like, so sometimes you can feel that you are on the right path and you are essentially sort of quote unquote have it in the bag, and it's just a matter of time before that goal or outcome is achieved. And sometimes you feel that you are in an exploratory phase, and you feel that you don't know if you will achieve what you want to achieve, but really that's okay, because having a feeling of identity tied, and self-worth tied to just being accepting and loving of yourself is this fundamental kind of ground layer that makes you feel that things will come and go, but really your story, your awareness, your epic journey through the cosmos is really the reality. End it there. Peace.